We live in a time of rapid, often unsettling change, inspiring mixed feelings of dread, anxiety, anticipation, and hope.
In the midst of this turbulence, I want to tell you that there's hope because if they can do it, so can you.
This is your show, and it dives deep into every emotion that we have gone through in sad and happy times.
This is what binds us together, our experiences in life, our goals. We can do it.
You can be funny, stressed, and still be graceful. Welcome to the second episode of If They Can Do It, where we are joined by amazing individuals who have done so much with their lives. But we're talking about not just those accomplishments, but the struggles that they have gone through to get to the point where they are and the struggles that they continue to go through. So today I'm joined by my friend here, Jay.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
And also, we have a very, very accomplished individual online with us. This is Dr. Lori Asztalos, and she is a dermatologist practicing in Wisconsin. And not only that, she is mother of three children, right? Three children and a wife, and she's just got everything going on for her. I mean, I'm not even sure how she does it, but I guess the premise of this show is how, if they can do it, and we're going to get to the bottom of that today. So, welcome, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. Just a little bit of a background. Lori and we actually have very briefly met through a conference last year in Dallas, the Pinnacle Conference. We met so many amazing doctors. I mean, if any of you guys who are listening to us and are physicians, really go to this conference. It's amazing. You get uplifted by all these different doctors. But I feel that at that point, really, the trajectory of my outlook of life changed a little bit. So I really want to dig deep into that, and really, well, I want to get your take on yourself and how was your upbringing, and then how things have changed since residency and what you're up to now.
Sure. So my upbringing, if we go way back to the beginning, I was actually born in Romania and my family immigrated here when I was 5 years old. We grew up basically in Arizona. And then that's also where I went to undergrad and to medical school. So I've always been in Arizona, basically. And then I decided, I didn't start out in dermatology. I decided to go down a path in pediatrics, and I moved to Philadelphia. I had just gotten married during fourth year of vet school. We moved to Philly. I completed a year of pediatrics and decided, I really wanted to pursue this passion of dermatology that I always loved, but was scared to go into. And so I ended up completing 2 years of peds and then kind of changing everything. I moved to Chicago to do like a research fellowship, and then I applied to dermatology. I got into derm, and then I did residency in Chicago, and now we kind of like established some roots and we're here.
So no big deal.
Well, yeah, no big deal.
Lori, I've got a question for you. As a mom of four who works as well, I know that I could not be where I am without the support of my family. So it seems like you moved around a lot. You kind of changed paths along the way. How much of the support from your family really made a difference along this journey?
A lot. So when they say it takes a village, it takes an even bigger village if you're deciding to like switch careers and do all this stuff. So I had a ton of family support. Like, luckily, my husband is not in medicine, so he did work more normal hours, like an 8 to 5. We had our first child during peds residency and our second one during dermatology residency. So he, he did a lot of the daycare drop-offs and pickups and all that stuff. And when I decided to do this switch in specialties, he ended up having to quit his job. We moved to Chicago and he had to find a new job, which took a little longer than I thought it would. But eventually everything worked out, but we did have to take like a big leap of faith, basically, to do this.
What a beautiful family.
Yes. Yeah.
Would you say it's really hard juggling motherhood? Do you ever feel guilt when you're giving more maybe to your business, or do you feel like it's an even balance between work and home?
Sometimes I feel a little bit of guilt. So I do have a lot of friends here in Chicago that are at stay-at-home moms. And so when I was telling them, after I had my second child, they're like, oh, well, what do you do? What are you going to do when, you're done with maternity leave? And I was like, well, I'm just going to put him in daycare like my other kid. She's like, oh my God, they're going to go to daycare. Like made it sound like the worst thing in the world. And then it made me feel awful, So when people kind of judge you like that, it does make you feel a little bit guilty.
The mom guilt.
And then there's moments, where I have to put work above family. Like when I was studying for derm boards, I basically told my husband, like, you're going to be a single dad for a month.
For sure.
I cannot fail boards, I have to study.
Right. So buckle down.
Super supportive.
I mean, Jay, you and Nick. Lori, you don't know this about Jay, but Jay here is a little superstar. So
no.
She's a mother of 4, and she's married to an NFL player. And
so I understand the transient life. I understand having to pick up and move quite a bit for work. We have moved. I'm on my 10th house in 10 years. So I totally understand picking up and moving, especially with kids, which adds just another factor to the mix. But that's why I have so much respect for someone that can follow their dreams. They make it work no matter what. It's balancing kids, family. You do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, you just make it work for you. There's no right or wrong way. It's what's right for you and your family. And it seems like you've got like a good system and routine down, just like you, Mona. She calls me the superstar, but here, look at her. I mean,
it's not that bad. No, it's actually pretty bad.
You've learned how to juggle. You learn how to juggle and make it work, and that's what it is.
So I'll give you a perfect example of this juggling business. So yesterday, I just had a busy Saturday, okay? And I feel guilty about not including my baby, in my 2 babies. I have 2 kids. My 3-year-old especially because she's very clingy right now, okay? So she's just basically
that stage, I get it.
Okay, so she just wants to be with mommy all the time. She's like my little shadow. That's okay. I was studying for my boards exam, and this is what my little Sophia would do. Mommy, I want to watch surgeries. Okay. So she was literally on my lap. I'm just literally trying to study, or I'm trying to edit a video for my website. She's like, mommy, surgery. So that's okay. So, but yesterday, for instance, I just basically had plans to go to this couple different things. We had a photo shoot. So that photo shoot was supposed to be Martin and I, my husband and I's anniversary photo shoot, okay? And I was actually going to surprise him. I was going to make him slide. So it was just going to be him and I. Oh, little Sophia. She wanted to come with mommy. So we just had to improvise.
Right. That's what life is. Improvising.
Literally. And then later, I was supposed to go to another event. It was like a Scrub and Beyond event with Katie Duke, who's an influencer on social media, and a friend of mine. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to this. And it was in Fort Worth, which is an hour from Dallas. Guess who wanted to come with mommy?
Mommy's little mini.
So definitely it's a work fit. And I mean, I have to, just like you, give props to your husband and the rest of the family. Like, we got to give props to these guys. They are how we can be where we are, because literally without them, we can't do it.
No, it's definitely teamwork. We stress that teamwork makes the dream work. So that is a mantra that we say over and over again in our house.
Is that what they say in
my kids say that? I don't know. It's just now they're on the field and they're like, Mom.
Does that come from Patriots or like?
No, that's just I probably saw it in some cheesy show, kids movie, and it clicked. And so now we're like, teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork. Okay.
I'm going to use that.
You should. It should. It'll stick, and you'll see them pulling it out in random moments, and you're like, whoa, okay, here we go. But Lori, really quick, I've got a question for you. I've been lucky. I've had relatively good skin my whole life, but I have 4 kids. My husband's side, they have more fair skin. And so my husband grew up going to the dermatologist his whole life. I have not been as diligent in that area. So I'm curious, just like women go to the gynecologist, how often should women, men, kids go to the dermatologist? That's something I would like to know, because I have no idea.
That's a fair question. Yes.
Yeah. So just to have, a full head to toe exam, everyone should go every 1 to 2 years. Like one, just like you would go to your primary care doctor for a physical. If there's a history of melanoma in the family, especially in a first degree relative, then you definitely need to go once a year to get a full body skin exam, just to look at all your moles and, any concerning lesions. If you're going in terms of like aging and stuff like that, then it depends on what you want to do. You know, I see a lot of people every 3 to 4 months who just want to have their skin look better because we do different treatments on them constantly. Like Botox usually wears off after 3 to 4 months. So, you know, I see them frequently for that kind of stuff. And then we do little like tweakments in between. So it kind of depends what you want to do, but everyone should have, you know, at least every 1 to 2 years, a full body skin exam.
Oh, she brought up Botox, which
I did. So towards just in a little bit, we're going to do a live demo on one of my previous patients. Well, actually, I did a blepharoplasty about 3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, she's healed so well. But
wait, what is that for
a
the
blepharoplasty.
non-doctor over here?
What the heck?
What is that?
The
Something
blepharoplasty? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what is that? It sounds interesting. I'm curious.
You should know these things.
I'm trying to learn. That's why I need you guys, because I don't know. I'm the health fitness expert, but when it comes to skin, I'm want to soak up all this information.
Basically, it's an eyelid lift.
Oh.
Yes. So people that have extra skin or prolapse of fat, meaning their fat is just like protruding, you don't need it.
No, but now
Yes,
I
you
just
don't need it.
feel like I need to touch my face because we're talking about it.
Yes. So, but anyway, we did it on her, and she, you know, she's healed so well. But we're gonna in a little bit do Botox, and we're gonna talk Botox.
Cool.
But before that, I want to ask Lori about social media. You know that was coming. Okay.
I did.
Yeah, it's because we discussed it. We're
Right.
going to be talking about social media and how that has changed the face of everything. How we work. Yes, we look at like just life differently. But I feel like also there's a little bit of a pressure too when it comes with social media, because everyone puts their best pictures, best everything out there, right? So
Not reality all the time.
it's not the reality.
No.
I don't even think like, okay, for instance, Khloe Kardashian. I don't think that's what she puts out there is what she really is. Like probably deep inside, she's just not really as happy as she really maybe puts it out there.
No, I don't. You
Or
know what? Yeah.
me, whoever.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. What do you think, Lori?
I agree. So I was doing social media like Instagram, you know, for like my private page and posting my kids and stuff like that for a few years, but I just started doing it more professionally and started a different account for the past year. But I mean, I've been on it and this mostly Instagram and I guess Facebook way back when. But yeah, no, I totally agree. People put like the best photos and how to get the best angle and all this stuff to kind of give you this image that's not really there. So I kind of, you know, I think with a lot of these new pages, especially a lot of the physicians that I follow, they're trying to be more real and posting, you know, stories, like things that are going on in their lives. And they do still post nice edited pictures.
Yes.
But sometimes if you read the story, they tell you like,
this is what's going on, and it's not.
Yeah, exactly. This is
not
what's
all
going on. For example, there's
nice.
a lot of one of my good friends who had a miscarriage and did like in vitro. She posted her whole journey about that and then was so open about it. So it was amazing.
So there is positive. I mean, there's positive, negative. Do you feel like your practice does better now that you do social media, or do you feel like if you don't constantly update, you're going to be left behind and someone's going to maybe pick somebody else? I mean, for me, I do research, so hopefully I'm not choosing someone based on their Instagram account, but at the end of the day, that's where society is today.
Yeah.
If they have that many likes on Instagram, people are
must
more
be good.
inclined to go to them.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
do you feel like this
True.
is changing the way you run your business?
I think because of where I am, it hasn't really affected it at all. So I'm in Wisconsin. I see a lot of older patients who aren't really on social media, and
They're all cute though.
I'm like one of 2 dermatologists. There's my team. I'm one of 2 dermatologists in all of Lake
Beautiful
Geneva,
ladies.
and so I don't have a problem getting patients. We're booked out like 2 to 3 months in advance.
Good for you.
But I'm more doing social media as like, you know, I get a lot of the same questions from patients, a lot of like misinformation that's out there. So I'm just trying to like reach more of a massive audience, or people who are in remote locations who don't have a dermatologist around, trying to reach kind of those people and give them accurate information about their skin and kind of using it more as a teaching platform.
Yeah. I feel the same.
Oh, I've just got a question for
Yes.
someone who's now more conscious about my skin. If you could give one piece of advice to somebody maybe that's now getting into the skincare regimen, who's now trying to learn as much as they can, if there's one piece of advice you can give to me to make my skin stay looking fresh longer, what would that be?
And her skin is pretty fresh.
Like
So,
your skin
you know, I'm
is
not
How
sure
do I keep
what
it this
more.
way? Preventatives, way to
Yes,
keep it.
prevention
yeah,
is
just,
key.
Yes,
Prevention is key.
yes, prevention is key.
Okay.
sunscreen. I'm sure like you've heard it from every single dermatologist, but it's like the sun is what ruins everything. It decreases the collagen in your skin. It makes your skin droopy. It makes rosacea worse and opens blood vessels, gives you wrinkles. So the sun just does so many bad things. So wearing sunscreen, and I like physical blockers personally now. So like anything that says zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, or iron oxide, those like sit on your skin and aren't getting absorbed in your skin. I like those the best. But the three things I tell people to start in their 30s to help keep you looking great is one, an antioxidant in the morning, and serums are best in this category. So like a vitamin C and E, and then applying a sunscreen after that. And then at nighttime, everybody should be using a retinoid, where
Absolutely.
either an over-the-counter retinol or a prescription retinoic acid.
Unless you're pregnant or nursing.
Oh, except if you're pregnant, don't use that
Mona?
one.
Mona?
Yeah.
Yes, no.
I'm kidding.
You know that's gone. That chapter has closed.
You and me both. I'm capping out at 4.
You did too?
I'm capping out at 4. We capped out.
You capped it. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, we officially.
I'm capped out too. So
Okay,
we're good.
all right.
There we go.
We're capped out a bunch of chicks. I do want to play a video. Jason, can we play this video for? It's a surprise video. I don't think she would. Lori wouldn't.
Do it. I don't know.
Ladies, I want to see you back it up, back it.
Okay.
That's amazing. Please tell me you posted that on social media. Please.
She did. She did.
yeah,
And she
good.
needs, and honestly, that video should literally go viral. How amazing is that?
I loved it.
So, I did want to ask you, I think it was a little bit for me as well. It was a little bit of a leap into trying to start a TikTok account. Okay. And I did. But I honestly see that we are able to target a completely different population than Facebook. Facebook's, for my grandma, grandpa, and my mom and dad. And then Instagram, I feel like there's more professionals like us, but there, others. But then there's the teenager, even sometimes like I have like a 4 or 5-year-old patient that they aren't making dance videos on TikTok. So basically, you have all these people that are now on TikTok, and we're able to target that population who are given sometimes wrong information, and they just basically see what's on social media and they just believe it.
Oh, for sure.
But there's a surge of us doctors who are now going into that, and that's basically what that video is about. What do you think, Lori?
I like it. Yeah, I just joined TikTok like a week ago. So
Was that your first video?
that was my second video.
Oh my
Trying
goodness.
to do a dance that the teens do, and
It's going to be
really
hard to go up from there.
Oh my gosh. No, but honestly, I have to pick her brain too at that, because she comes up with these amazing ideas. Like you have to be familiar with TikTok to see how it works, but then you just, like, once you're in it, then you have to have some sort of a creativity to stand
sure.
out, just like anything else in life. But yeah, she made this video. I'm just thinking, what comes to your mind when you come up with these things? How do you come up with it?
so TikTok, I feel like it works for me because sometimes, when you hear a song, I tell my husband this, he's like, no, this doesn't happen to me. But sometimes when I hear a song, I can imagine like a movie scene going on in my head that goes with the song. And so I can imagine little little skits, like medical skits. Like I'll just scroll through TikTok and see a song that everyone's, posting about. And then I just start imagining a funny little skit. So I don't know, it just,
I love it. I love it. And that was about cryotherapy. I mean, that's like a topic that like most people would not know much about, but you just made it really fun. So
Now they know.
Okay, really quick, just to jump back in, because the more we talk and the more I talk to you and look how great your skin looks, it makes me think about things about my skin. I'm just curious, when is too soon, or is there even a too soon when to start doing Botox? Because I've been told it's kind of helps, it's a preventative, but am I wrong? Is there an age where you shouldn't start, or what are your thoughts?
And on that note, I'm going to walk away and I'm going to start sticking my thigh in the face.
Yes.
All right. I'm around.
So yeah, I'm just curious. I think they're prepping so we can actually see Botox live in action. So can you give us a little background? Botox, the why to do Botox, when to start Botox, just a little information about Botox.
So just first, because I think people confuse Botox and filler. So Botox is the one that kind of paralyzes muscles. So for a muscle to move, there's, your nerve sends out its signal to the muscle and then it gets it to move. So basically what Botox does is it stops that signal. And so the muscle doesn't get anything, it basically stops moving. It's paralyzed. So that's what it's doing. It's not adding any volume. It's just paralyzing that muscle from moving. And that's how it prevents wrinkles. So, if you...
Oh, I've got that. Yep.
If you do
Yep,
this,
I've got that.
You can see the little 11 or 1. That's because your 2 muscles are moving. And so if you stop that muscle, you can't use it anymore and you can't form that wrinkle.
Okay.
So that's why it's preventative, because if you think of a piece of paper, if you fold a piece of paper on itself over and over and over,
Right.
eventually it forms a permanent crease.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the same with your face. So you do want to start early to use it as a preventative measure.
Okay.
I wouldn't start super early. Like teens don't need to be getting Botox.
Oh God, I hope not.
In your
Okay,
late
good.
20s, people are coming in like super young to do all these things.
Jeez.
And you don't need it with that young, but exactly.
Oh wow, that looks awesome.
Yeah. So I would say late 20s, early 30s, that's when you're starting to kind of form some of these wrinkles. And it's a good time to start getting some stuff done.
Oh no, go ahead. I was going to say my mom, she's probably going to hate me for saying this. It's hereditary now. So we've always had that deep crease right here. And so by me starting now, like you said, it paralyzes or freezes the muscle. When I'm older, am I less likely getting more of that dramatic crease starting now and just keeping it up? Or am I screwed because it's hereditary and no matter what I do, it's still going to pop up?
No, if you do Botox and prevent that wrinkle from forming, it won't form because you're not using that muscle. So no, totally. If you use it as a preventative measure, you won't get it. But you have to keep doing it. I tell people not to get Botox more than twice a year, even though it kind of wears off after 2 to 4 months.
Sure.
Because I believe that you do still need to use that muscle sometimes or it'll atrophy. So you don't want the muscle to be completely paralyzed all the time, because you do want it to support your face.
That makes sense. So, okay, I didn't know that. That is new information for me. So I'm so glad. I was thinking 3 months, it wears off. Here, I need to make my appointment again, but that's twice a year makes perfect sense now. And then I know this is a common area. What are some other common areas on your face that are good places to start as preventatives?
Kind of the upper face is where, this botulinum toxin is indicated. And so for the crow's feet, for the glabella, the forehead, all these kind of things. But you can also use it in the lower face. And you want to go see like a board certified derm or plastic surgeon or ENT, or somebody who knows the anatomy of the face. So don't just go to a little pop-up shop.
Okay, can I tell you this really quickly about that? The lower, my mom. I love my mom. My mom looks amazing.
She's from New Jersey.
No, she's Texas.
Oh,
she's Dallas. Okay. She went to SMU. She's a landscape designer. She's always outside, but she's dressed to the nines. So she takes very good care of her skin. And so she went and got 2 little Botox shots right here and right here. They must have, I don't know what happened, but for the last 3 months, I can't not laugh when I talk about this. She's got the Joker curl. When she smiles, it curls up.
Yes. You got to be very,
she's
very
mortified
careful.
and I can't not look at her and laugh and I feel so bad. So that is just one thing I just remembered. I've never tried lower face because in a way, I'm sure it scarred her, but it scarred me too. Made for a great it's
a good thing that
Botox
Botox doesn't last forever.
No.
Right.
Yeah, which is a good thing in her
That's a
case.
great thing.
Yeah, but you know,
It's back down now. She's back to normal.
the
but
lower face and you know, feel free to jump in, Lori. But the lower face is tricky. I mean, it's a lot of upper face too, but the lower face is very, very tricky. So you know, it used to be the thought would be okay, upper face Botox, lower face fillers, but nowadays we can use it for, you know, upper and lower face, but in the injector has to be an expert injector because they have to understand the anatomy. It's very, very important.
Oh, I've learned the hard way now, or I didn't learn the hard way, but now I know.
And I mean, I've had patients that I've had to take care of in the hospital months and months in like literally admitted to medicine and infectious disease because they had fillers, bad fillers, like the wrong kind of fillers placed in just, you know, wrong locations, or their fillers became infected and literally they have scar face now. So it's
Yeah.
pretty bad. It could be pretty bad. So you have to go to someone who knows what they're doing. I mean, someone that understands the anatomy of the face, as well as they understand who is a candidate for so and so or whatever, you know. So yeah, it's tricky, but yeah.
All this wealth of knowledge, I'm just like trying to soak it in.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to thank you, Lori, so much for joining us today. We had so much fun. I feel like it's so hard to cram in so much information into 20 minutes, but hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again on more things, mom, dermatology, skin. Oh, before you go, do you have a favorite
Yeah.
designer?
Oh, my favorite.
Favorite designer.
I think I'm
I think-
obsessed with Valentino. Well, Chanel
Valentino.
obviously is always a classic, so I'll go with the Chanel.
Okay.
It's like I
Okay.
just haven't purchased anything Chanel yet, but it's my favorite.
We all have to have goals. There you go. Chanel, if you're listening.
All right. Well, here's to Chanel and here's to Lori. Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us today on our second episode of If They Can Do It. And we'll see you very soon next week.
Thank you, Lori. You were awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.